Hi there. Today I will be covering the humanitarian crisis happening in Yemen right now. In our little bubble here in America, we often get caught up in our own issues and forget that there are other conflicts and countries across the world. It's human nature to want to protect yourself and your loved ones, but maybe not worry as much about other people. But there are people that are suffering and need your help. Right now, you might think that America is the worst place to be. We are the epicenter of the pandemic and recession, in the midst of political rivalries and dealing with the crisis of police brutality. Although those things are horrible, have you ever heard of the country Yemen? Yemen is a poor country located just south of Saudi Arabia, as you can see here on the map. Yemen is currently at war with Saudi Arabia, facing a famine, an epidemic, and the COVID-19 pandemic. They are facing the largest humanitarian crisis in the modern world. And thanks to our US government, we have supplied Saudi Arabia with weapons to kill innocent people in Yemen. According to FAS.org, since 1990, the US government, through the Pentagon's Arms Export Program, has arranged for the delivery of more than $39.6 billion in foreign military sales to Saudi Arabia. And an additional $394 million worth of arms were delivered to the Saudi regime through the State Department. They have used these weapons to completely destroy Yemen and kill thousands of innocent people. So why are they fighting? Well, one of the leading causes is religion, something that has caused wars for thousands of years. According to CFR.org, Yemen faced numerous challenges to its unity. The country's north and south had long been fractured by religious differences, experiences with colonialism, and Arabic dialects. Southern separatists seceded for several months in 1994 and re-emerged in 2007 as the Southern Movement, which has continued to press for greater autonomy within Yemen. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula and the related ANTHR al-Sharia insurgent group have captured territory in the south and east. Many politicians have tried to unite the country, gotten billion-dollar loans for economic reform, but unfortunately, it is just too divided by religion, dialect, terrorism, and colonialism. Yemen is an overwhelmingly Muslim nation, with the most common teachings being Shafi Sunni and Zaidi Shia Islam. Islam is the official religion in Yemen, and legislation is firmly founded in Sharia law. As we have learned in this class, religion unites people. It creates a collective, unitary belief where conflict is low because you all sort of believe the same thing, and it provides an environment where you can feel safe in your beliefs. This is not the case with Yemen because so many different religions are present. Having Al-Qaeda and other terrorist groups present is not good. If you don't want to convert with them and believe in what they believe in, being a radicalist, you will be tortured and you will be killed. Yemen has been called the worst place to be a woman. Yemen is an extremely misogynistic country. They believe women are born to cook, clean, and make babies. They are not permitted to go to school and are thought to have abilities to corrupt men. According to amnesty.org, negative gender stereotypes and patriarchal attitudes, a discriminatory legal system, and economic inequality have compounded women's vulnerability to violence. Misogynism is deeply rooted in Yemen, but they really take it to a whole new level. According to girlsglobe.org, inequality doesn't only come from the culture, but also from the government. With laws that allow women to be married against their will and under the age of 18, laws that allow honor killings, and even laws that obligate women to ask for permission from their husbands to go out. Violence and discrimination are inevitable. So you may be wondering, what's being done about this? Well, most people in Yemen, mostly men, say right now is not the time to worry about women's rights because so many other problems are occurring. And when women try to protest, they are often arrested, killed. It's very hard to be a woman in Yemen. And I believe this all to be extremely unfair because if women had more rights there, maybe they could help end the violence. They could be doctors, teachers, and political activists. All of those things are lacking in Yemen, but as we know, women are inherently less violent than men. They tend to be more emotionally present and would probably be more willing to end the violence rather than contribute to it. but instead, they are viewed as inferior, stupid, and incapable. It's so crazy to think that women still think, or that people still think this way in the modern world, because women have contributed great things to the world throughout history. I mean, look at who our next vice president is, and here in the U.S., Kamala Harris. Having a female vice president would probably never happen in Yemen in current times because of the religion and just the overall culture there. And I can only hope that in future years, violence to women all around the world will end. Violence is everywhere in Yemen. Not only are people faced with the burden and suffering of war, but also with famine and sickness. UNICEF.org states, with COVID-19 spreading, Yemen is facing an emergency within an emergency. Sanitation and clean water are in short supply. Only half of health facilities are functioning. And many that remain operational lack basic equipment like masks, gloves, let alone oxygen and other essential supplies to treat the coronavirus. Many health workers are receiving no salaries or incentives. Are you feeling a bit more fortunate now? Can you walk into your kitchen and get a clean glass of water? Do you ever take that for granted? I know I do. According to CFR.org, all the fighting and the violence has had all these devastating humanitarian consequences, causing more than 1 million people to become internally displaced, leading to cholera outbreaks, medicine shortages, and threats of famine. The United Nations calls the humanitarian crisis in Yemen the worst in the world. Every day, children are being murdered in Yemen, whether by war, disease, hunger, or all of the above. They don't even get the chance to have a future. They don't have dreams of becoming an astronaut or the next president. They have dreams of staying alive. They watch their mothers and fathers die, only to be left to fend for themselves. Terrorist groups capture them and convert them into child soldiers. Little girls are raped and killed. Kids are dying in their mother's arms because their lungs are corrupted by COVID. According to NPR.org, every 10 minutes a child dies in Yemen. On average, according to the UN, more than 400,000 children are starving. Another 1.5 million are acutely malnourished and need aid to survive. Cholera kills children within hours, all because there was no clean water. All of this because a country could not be united and instead divided by religion. Religion can be beautiful, but also so dangerous. And we, the United States, a country who claims to be founded upon freedom, aid those who wish to destroy a country over differences of religion. So, is the US helping at all? Our embassy there has been closed since 2015 due to all the violence, but a statement from them says the United States is committed to Yemen's stability, security, and economic recovery, including supporting its ability to counter the malign influence of Iran and defeat terrorist groups such as ISIS and Al-Qaeda. I find this ironic because of all the weapon sales to Saudi Arabia. It's like our government is claiming to be helping, but also really adding to the violence. Thank goodness for charities such as Doctors Without Borders, International Rescue Committee, International Medical Corps, UNICEF USA, Catholic Relief Services, Islamic Relief USA, Save the Children, CARE, and Mercy Corps. They're all working hard to help, but rely on donations. If we want to save Yemen from going extinct, we all need to contribute. Just $1 could help save a life in Yemen. I have found a newfound respect for the Catholic Church because despite their religious differences with Yemen, they are still helping. I will be providing links in the description of this video where you can help and find more information. In this class, I have learned so much about what religion can do for people, whether it's uniting communities, giving people hope, or just simply providing a meaning for life. But unfortunately, as we see in Yemen, it can divide others, causing violence and even death. I hope after watching my presentation, you realize how truly blessed you are. Although this has been a terrible year, at least you have a roof over your head, you're not having to deal with the horrors of war, and you have aid from doctors and hospitals, and your situation is not like people in Yemen, and they need our help. So if you could please check out the links in my description of the video, that would mean so much to everyone there, and thank you for watching.